Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. You know what I need? I need myself a Work Tough hat. I have my own Outer Limitless hats, but I want myself a Work Tough hat. So Vic, make it happen. Work Tough hats for the adventure team. But today what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at some Work Tough knives. Now here in this box, fresh delivery of some Work Tough knives. I can already smell the excellence just emanating from this box, just making its way straight through that package. I cannot wait to open these up. Now I have to say, I have an idea of what's in here, but I don't know exactly. So we're going to take a look at these today in a first look and impression, typically followed up by some sort of field testing in various applications. So again, what we're going to do today, we're going to take a look at this box. We're going to take a look at what's inside. We're going to get a fresh look. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Work Tough who did provide these for review. And so I've done the same kind of video a couple of times now where I don't know exactly what I'm getting into. Now, real quick, before we open this up, as I mentioned, I don't know exactly what I have here. However, I want to start making some educated guesses. So as I turn on the scale here, let's weigh this up. So zero that out. And here we go. 0 pounds, 0 ounces, weighing up the box. Woo! 4 pounds, 9.9 ounces. And based upon the length of this box, I'd say there's something pretty long and could be fairly hefty. So we'll subtract 1.5 pounds for a big boy. All right, so that's 1.5 pounds, but that leaves me with 3 pounds left. So I'm going to say there's at least 3 blades in here if I had to guess. Now I think I know about 2 of them, but let's see what we got here. So as we get into this, and yes, at least one large box. Ba-boom. Work Tough. This is always one of my favorite types of videos. I love Work Tough gear. Of course, I'm a massive fan. Of course, you know, I love designing with them, but everything about them, absolutely amazing. You can see here a couple of their new stickers, so that's cool. This is actually going to look awesome as a leather patch on the front of the new Work Tough hat. Wouldn't that look good? Boom! See, Vic? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, as we get into it here, a lot of the usual goodies, cleaning cloth, cool little attachments here, which could definitely come into play. And as we get into this 1, 2, and 3. So I was right at 3 blades. Now I definitely know, I think what 2 of these are, but what could the third one be? So first one that I know for sure, here we go. Boom. This is the Atayal, and this is the XL. So the Atayal XL, which, sick. All right, so massive, nice, large, beefy blade, SK85. You know, I say beefy blade, but it's really slicey. It's not so much beefy as it is slicey. Awesome work here. I am loving what Work Tough has been doing lately with the scales. I love the 2-tone liners, plus the main color on the body of the scales. Not to mention all the awesome texturing. Now, I have had knives with this texturing. In fact, that is what's on my carnivore design, and that really does feel good. It aids in awesome purchase on the handle, giving you excellent grip, but at the same time, it does not beat up your hands. That's awesome. This acid stonewash finish, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Nice, generous finger choil, and right away, just fantastic balance. Now, for a large knife, this is literally balanced exactly at that finger choil. And I picked up on that right away when I was like, ooh, this feels nice and light and nimble. And look how well balanced this really is around that finger choil. absolutely awesome. Some scallops, the ability to get onto this for alternate grips, and that's going to do a nice job with some scraping if you need to. Huge belly, just the ability to get to some serious work. Jimping up on top, but softened. It's not too aggressive. It's aggressive enough, but softened. That feels great, and I love the handle, which now is even more sculpted and slightly larger with a little more hook on the back to aid in some chopping now that you get that XL beefiness and sliciness to this blade. I said beefy again. I must be sticking with a theme. Now, I have to say, again, I don't find this to be really overly beefy by any means, and not compared to other Work Tuff models where this is a full flat grind. You end up with your full stock thickness on top, seemingly around 1/4 of an inch, and then thinning down to that fine refined edge. As I feel this, usually there's a convex edge, and it seems like a convex edge, and I believe it is, but I do have to say it's not quite as large of a secondary bevel as we're used to seeing on Work Tuff knives. It's a little more tight and a little more refined, and I think that's only going to aid in the sliciness on this blade, especially coming down from the height, really down to that thin sort of stock thickness behind the edge, and then into that secondary bevel, which you can see nice and refined. The sheath system, always nicely done by Work Tuff Gear. Now, you, of course, would struggle a little bit with a knife of this size and shape if it wasn't open in the top. So getting the knife in there and then just sending this home. You're going to actually go in from the top. So that's nice. So that kind of butterflies open right on the top and sets in with ease. Little retention strap here so you can add the secondary retention over the top and keep everything nice and secure. So very cool. I like this setup a lot. I think Work Tuff Gear has been stepping up their game, and that's saying a lot from a company that's already been a leader, already has magnificent and just phenomenal blades, and you can just see that they've been putting in a huge amount of time to sweat all of the details. So that's the Atayal XL. Next, as I mentioned, I think I know what we're getting into, because that is a very, I would say, just pronounced and very recognizable pommel end. So here, this is the Blackout. So this here, an Ankura design, the Blackout. Now, I do have the HD, and this is the smaller version, the Blackout. Awesome to have this. Now, what I can tell you is I'm definitely going to get into a video that covers both of these, both the Ankura design Blackout and Blackout HD, in a side-by-side comparison and full-featured video. I was trying to get to the original HD in its own video. I brought it out a couple times, and I have so much to say about it because it's really a phenomenal design. I think it kind of, I don't want to say didn't get the press it deserved, but there are a lot of things about that design that I can't wait to point out, and I will do that in a full feature video at the same time that we take a look at this Blackout. Awesome two-tone scales. Again, I love that Work Tuff is doing this, and I can see that they're starting to play with additional patterns on the scales to give a multi-textured grip, and it's almost like they've now sort of incorporated just additional milling through the scalloped areas and softened everything out to where you get the perfect balance between that sculpted grip yet the sort of checkered grip. This is phenomenal. This is absolutely spectacular. Look at how this indexes, fills out my hand wonderfully, literally perfectly, not just wonderfully, but perfectly. And look where my thumb falls. Right on that little ramp, exactly where it should, in front of the ramp. So that's softened and rounded. And that's seemingly a little bit squared off. I'm curious, but it should do a little bit of scraping. Nice, fuller, well-machined, beautiful blade finish. The handle, awesome. What a sweet design. This thing is gorgeous. I would call this, in essence, a flat grind. It's probably considered like some sort of a saber, but where it does go pretty much flat down through the fuller and then below the fuller all the way down into the secondary bevel. You can see there it does have a really subtle recurve. There's not a lot, but a subtle recurve. In fact, you can see it there. I didn't think it did by some of the photos, but looking at this here, it definitely does. Little sharpening choil there. Just real nice plunge line. Gorgeous unsharpened swedge across the top. Just a beautiful, sleek look. This knife has a phenomenal balance. As we take a look here, just a touch, and I'm going to say the slightest smidge handle heavy, but that's not bad, and maybe a good thing in a fighting style profile and your typical belt knife, because you don't need to chop with this. You're not going to chop with this. So the fact that it actually has a little bit of weight in the handle keeps it very nimble, slicey. This thing is going to be an awesome general camp knife. I love this design. I love it. This is gorgeous. In combination with the sheath, typically, again, you know, Work Tuff doing a fantastic job. Now, they sometimes go with the taco style, and they sometimes go with the pancake. Here you can see the taco style. So a lot of guys do like the fact that the taco style typically does remove a little bit of material over the pancake, but at the same time, I don't mind the pancake where you end up with dual lashing points and some flexibility. This should be more than suitable, and in terms of retention, awesome. Perfect. No rattle, no worries, just awesome fit. What a gorgeous package. So again, the Ankura knife design, the Blackout. What a gorgeous blade. And now last here, I don't know exactly what this is. What is this? Oh! I do know what this is. This is, I believe, called the Asset. Yes, by Shannon Hamilton, who is the designer of the Wilderness Warrior. Very cool. This is awesome. ODM knives, the Asset. Very nice stout grip. Awesome ergonomics in terms of the balance. This is going to be just a good quality general field knife. Very nice. Awesome fit and finish. That same sort of checkering on the handles. Let's see here. What is this? Is this SK85? I believe it is. Yes, SK85. Nice ramp. Actually beveled over, which is cool. I like how that's done. The jimping on this looks awesome. Index is very well, nice and positive. Has an unsharpened swedge up at the tip, that nice fuller, and a saber grind, which is awesome, down into that nice and refined convex edge. Beautiful shape, awesome clip point design. This is going to be an awesome, just awesome general field knife. I love this. This is a do-it-all camp knife. Just keep it with you. Very simple, basic utility tasks, and has fighting DNA, which I like. I love when camp knives just have that awesome, just fighting DNA. This absolutely does. Has that pommel on the back. That's going to be a nutcracker right there. Smashing things, and, you know, if you had to get into it, you could certainly use that for self-defense and sort of less lethal. I'm not going to say non-lethal, but less lethal. Lanyard hole, 3-bolt design. Awesome. This thing is sick. All blacked out, so black hardware, black handle scales into that nice acid finish, which is cool. It's not tumbled, but just that, you know, darkened acid wash finish. Very, very nice. Sheath here, again, your taco style. Very simple, easy lashing points. The ability to add tech locks or a molly lock or something like that. Retention here is very good. Nice positive click. Just a gorgeous design. Everything about this is awesome. I can't wait to get this out into the field. In fact, this is the type of knife that should just literally live with you. Put it on your belt and just keep it there. This thing is awesome. I love this design. I knew I was going to like it when I saw the photos. In fact, I've commented on some of the social media posts. I knew I would love this. This knife is just awesome. Squared off spine. This is perfect. What an awesome little design. This is going to be in competition with a lot of other knives in this size class. Things that, you know, I think people have come to greatly enjoy. For example, like the Gerber Strong Arm or something like that. I mean, just a nice overall shape and size. This knife is fantastic. So again, this is the Asset, designed by Shannon Hamilton and of course manufactured by Tuff Gear. And so again, that was just a first look and impression of the Atayal XL. Just sick, nice, large, slicey, just balanced, fantastic. The Blackout, just fighting inspired, nice, nimble, quick, awesome. Field use, sick. And the Asset, that compact yet just stout and capable, just fighting inspired camp knife, really nice. Good companion blade, this thing's going to be fun. All of these absolutely magnificent. So thank you guys, I appreciate you following along. This was just a first look and impression, definitely much more to come. To the people that work Tuff Gear, thank you so much for sending these along. And for the rest of you, if you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there, so if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.